Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, or feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. It's below the video too. Having said that, today's Friday, those of you who are doing the corporate thing. Okay, I had a dream this morning and it's quite scary. You know, every once in a while you have those dreams. Even although they don't come out the way you saw them, or sometimes, you know, maybe something minor, but I don't think this one is minor because I woke up concerned. Let's put it that way. The scenery was very dark, and there were two camps of people, and they were having a gun battle. As I have told many times, I do everything based on my dreams, and I've always told you, whatever is on your mind or preoccupies you the most, you will get an answer in your dreams, because that's when God talks to us when we go to sleep. So in this case, what has been on my mind is the situation. Well, Trump is about to deploy troops in Chicago. Although intuitively, I have felt it's going to be maybe a dangerous or a more dangerous situation, because if you're looking at the way they are going about profiling, because that's basically what they are doing, that has the potential to trigger certain bad situations. And intuitively, I feel like saying, I am not sure how or what's going to trigger it, but we may find ourselves somewhere, somehow. And many experts have been warning of the same thing, the danger associated with deploying a force or a mix of forces in a town where some, or if not most of the people, if not most of the people involved are not trained to handle those types of situations, and things can go wrong. Intuitively, I would not be surprised. I don't, as you know, I would be surprised between now and October. I'm hoping I'm wrong. It has to do with something else. But I wouldn't be surprised between now and October or middle of October. I can confuse time, as you guys know. We'll always put that warning. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some kind of violent encounter. It may. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be in Chicago, because I felt when I woke up from the dream, I was like, is it going to be Chicago? I wasn't 100% sure, but when you have those dreams like that, it can happen anywhere. But intuitively, I feel most likely it will be Chicago. So let's keep our fingers crossed. You know, the powers that be take the necessary precautions for something like that not to happen. That's my first prediction. And the second thing is, do you guys remember, I've mentioned it a few times, how I felt. It was about over 2 years ago. I found the video. I simply have to assemble it, put it together. I have a lot of stuff I'm dealing with right now, but I want to put it together so I can repost it. But over 2 years ago, when I was doing my finance predictions, okay, I said we were going to find ourselves. At that time, it was unimaginable to me what's happening today. I thought it was going to be the super rich, the BlackRocks and company, that were going to basically monopolize the housing industry and some other investment firm monopolize farming and all and so on, and they would have us in a situation where we would have to scrape bottom to eat. And I also mentioned about people being sick because if you don't have any money, you can't get the medication that you need. But now it's even worse than what I thought at the time. Look at what Kennedy is doing. And at the time also, I remember I was in my apartment in New Jersey when I said that Lieutenant Governor, or Republicans in general, they wanted to keep us sick or until the weak ones will die and the strong survives. I don't know how many of you watched the Jen Psaki show last night. I don't remember the name. For some reason, I keep calling it her name. The Agenda, I think they call it. They were talking about that very subject. And in fact, they were talking to one of the doctors that left. And he was talking about how RFK views the world. Only the strong survives. Basically, that's what he meant. And the prediction I made a couple of years ago are unfolding. Unfortunately, things may get worse because, first of all, we're going to have financial issues. There's no doubt about it. It's a matter of how bad it hits. We're going to have a recession. Okay? The stock market is going to take a hit. And I said it before. I said September was going to be a challenge. And February, March of next year will be another challenging period for the economy, for the market, a whole lot of stuff. Okay? And intuitively, I feel like saying, we're going to find ourselves. In fact, somebody said the 70s, and that's what's coming to mind as we speak. I remember the 70s. Things were not easy. That's when at the time, I was early 70s. Well, 70. Things were not easy. But, the inflation, stagflation, intuitively, I feel that's what's coming. And we're going to need really, really smart people to help navigate us out of that situation. I don't see them in this regime right now. But intuitively, I feel like saying the combination of RFK destroying the CDC, and it's scary to me. In fact, Eric Erickson, the conservative, is complaining because I feel bad for him. His wife has stage 4 lung cancer. Okay? And Kennedy basically removing or created some kind of rules who can get vaccinated, and also delays and all that. His wife does not have access to the vaccine. And this is going to happen to a lot of us. And intuitively, I feel like saying this is going to be another problem for all of us. I've been watching him the past couple of days. He is so full of himself. There is potential. I believe one of you corrected me yesterday. They said Somalia, where he allowed, I don't remember which vaccine it was. Okay. He told the people not to vaccinate their kids, and a whole bunch of them died. When I look at him, he doesn't care because he believes, well, that's God's law. If they die, just like he's doing right now with the measles, if they die, that means they were weak. We are animals to him. Too bad. If those who survive, you're strong, you're good enough to endure. That's that guy's belief. And the doctor that I mentioned that was on the show, I'm sure some of you have probably saw it. it's going to take. He said it's going to take a long time to recover from this, because how do you reassemble? I mentioned yesterday that the people who are still there are doing a lot of work to preserve what we have, but reassembling a tap, very intelligent people, creative, they know what they're doing. You don't put a team like that together overnight, and their experience, they know the place, they know how, who knows what. It's very difficult to put together. And to what degree I feel, I believe I said that a couple of days ago, that's going to be ground to go after JFK, using what he did in Somalia. He knows, first of all, he believes on the strong survive, and also, because he said it, and also what he did in Somalia. They're going to have ground to indict him. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, and no, it's not Bundy that's going to do it. But it's coming. He will pay the price for this. That's my prediction. Hey, I hope, he gets good representation, because that's going to be a challenge. But yes, he's causing a lot of damage, and a lot of people, a lot of Americans are going to die, unfortunately. That's my prediction. The other interesting subject is Vance gave an interview to, I'm trying to remember the USA Today. I had to wait for the phone to flash in front of me because I couldn't remember. I'm seeing so many things. Yes, he gave an interview to USA Today where he said he's ready to be president on day one. I'm not surprised. I told you he's been measuring the windows and how large is this room. It's because he's ready. They are not telling us the truth about Trump's health. I am not, like I said before, no, I'm not seeing his ghost running around, sorry. Okay, but I've said 6 or 7 years ago, yeah, probably 6 years ago, he was going to have this issue. I did not know about, well, I knew about the swollen leg situation. I don't remember the name they call it, okay? But I knew he was going to have some major heart issue. And like I said, I'm surprised. It's because he has very good health care and very good medication at his disposal. He's still with us. But things seem to be accelerating to me. And people at the White House are aware of it. And to a degree, that's what I feel. But I don't know when it's going to go. I'm not going to fall into that trap. If I don't know something, I'm going to be upfront with you and tell you I don't know. So I don't know when. The only thing I know, and maybe that may be part of it, and I said that a while back. Right now, there's a lot of intensity. A lot of you want to know, when is this coming? Okay, but when I was talking about this, not many people were paying attention. And I said, the summer and February, March of next year are going to be challenging. Let's see what happens for him. Because like next week, starting September, the month is looking very challenging for him, because you have the Epstein files, and intuitively, I don't know whether those many lawsuits or what he's going to be sued for. But intuitively, I feel a slew of lawsuits are going to be dropped on this regime. And it's not going to be fun for him. And the other thing is, there is a march. I believe it's organized, it's supposed to be taking place Monday. From what I understand, it's a major march. And I saw Al Sharpton leading a march. I saw the video yesterday. And intuitively, I feel there is an energy change that's taking place. A lot of people are waking up and realizing and saying to themselves, yes, we want a crime-free society, or at least as close to a crime-free society as we can get. But the way this is happening, arresting our neighbors, mistreating people, entrapping Americans, intuitively I feel, like I said a long time ago, his MAGA followers are dwindling. Well, not dwindling, but the numbers are dropping. And one of you told me, or posted on my comment board, that I believe 13% it dropped. It's going to continue to drop. But the point I am trying to make is people, Americans, protest and everything else is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to persist. And it's going to become a big problem. And saying this, there is a linking of arms around the country. People are going to be demanding their freedom, their right to speak and say whatever they want. That's coming. There is a change that's taking place. The minute I saw Sharpton, and I didn't know Sharpton was going to be part of it, because, and I agree with African American leaders who have been very careful and staying and watch from the sideline, because they understand, they understand the history better than I do, because they've lived through it, the challenges of from slavery to the 60s, and they know what can happen if they jump the gun. But it feels like, to me, people of color are beginning to see things differently. Yes, we've waited, hoping things would change. Things are not changing. Things are getting worse. Intuitively, I feel Trump thinks he wants to ignite a race war. That's not what he's going to get. I don't feel what he's going to get is going to be pretty. If things go the way by the dream I explained that I had this morning, I'm hoping it doesn't get to that point. But African Americans, it feels like to me, please post and let me know. Trump basically and the people around him are brazenly, it's like they're humiliating people of color. And also he wants to attack Mexico. And he's after Venezuela. Also, if I'm not made, someplace he has warships ready to go, something to that effect. You can't fight all these people. I was reading, I don't remember which platform it was. Somebody said, it's going to be something akin to, if you were to attack Mexico, something akin to the Vietnam War. Yes, that's true. And you know what I don't want? And there's a possibility of that, us being attacked from our land, from American soil, from someplace else. I know right now it's on nobody's mind, but there's a possibility of that, because if you see what Trump is doing and the people around him, they are turning the military inside, okay, internally against us, the people. And what do you think our enemies are going to do? They're going to take advantage of it. When we are off equilibrium, okay, it's a good way to knock you down. I don't know exactly, that's the best way I can put it to you intuitively. But what I'm saying is I hope he doesn't get to that point where he puts us in a situation where we are so vulnerable to external attack into this country. But let's see what happens. But things are not looking positive if they continue to do what they are doing. Thank you very much. It's in the music for resubscribing. It's in the music. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Do you see the military waking up and leaving the Humpty Dumpty orders? Yes. That's what I'm hoping it will stop all these things in the tracks. The dream that I explained, it wasn't the military fighting against us, the people. That may be the trigger to something else. But like I have always said, I'm not going to add or subtract to anything that I see or I get intuitively. The way I gave the dream is the way I got it. I don't think it's the military. I mean, our active duty military. And intuitively, not all National Guard soldiers will take part in shooting American people. If you will do it, the MAGAs. In fact, I was looking at a video where ICE was arresting somebody, and one of them was so full of himself that this is what's creating the anger, and that I have told you guys about, that our government has not learned. Well, they think Haiti is an asshole country, so there is nothing to learn from that country. But what they are missing is Papa Doc was there, and what happened after Papa Doc that led to what's going on today. And they don't think that can ever happen to this country. I never thought we would be in this situation. In fact, a journalist said yesterday, we are a fascist country. It's unfortunate to say that, so we don't blue sky. Okay? We are in the fascism era. The thing is, just like the National Guard, the military will have a number of people that will decide, they will carry out the order, but they will be in the minority. But let's keep our fingers crossed we won't get to that point. But I feel we are in a very dangerous moment, or we are approaching a dangerous moment. And I tell you, intuitively, I don't see people like Vaught, Stephen Miller, Heritage Foundation people backing down. Kevin Roberts said if we don't allow him and his organization to impose Project 2025 on us, blood will spill. He was not kidding. He meant what he said. That's why he went to MSNBC to warn us. You see, him doing that had two purposes. Democrats usually are conciliatory, okay, let's make a deal, let's do this. Okay. And the other thing is to let us know they have this under control and they're going to do what they want to do. And if you watch, like I told you, and you know, I always told you guys, I did not see Trump in the White House. And you know, I didn't realize why I didn't see him in the White House. It's because yes, he's there. He's a figurehead. Stephen Miller and Vaught and others are running the government. And these guys will not back down until something goes really bad and Americans taking to the streets. And that's coming. I'm hoping something really bad doesn't come to pass. Okay? But Americans taking to the streets, I feel we are there. The anger is building up. I was giving you the example, I'm sorry, of that arrest that I saw this morning, the ICE agent saying, a white lady, maybe in her late 30s, 40s, caring person, was screaming, why are you treating, why are you arresting hardworking people? What did he do? The guy is a driver, delivery people, okay? And one, of course, untrained, out of shape, uneducated, older ICE agent, basically said, get the hell out of here. He was talking to a neighbor who walked out of her house because it was early in the morning, to find out what the commotion was all about outside in front of her gate. But I don't think he realized, the ICE agent that is, he was going to be starring in a video, but now the video is all over the internet. But the thing is, they have not learned anything from other places that had dictators. It won't last. It always fail, and fail badly. That's what I'm afraid. Failing is one thing. It's the after effect. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That's the worst part. Getting rid of that government, okay, is one thing. But the way they are going about, the way they are treating people, and Americans are not used to this. That's one thing. Americans are fair-minded. Yes, there are some MAGAs, they want to kill liberals. The more, the merrier. Not all Americans are that way. And that's what they are missing. And that those, white people who are saying, why are you doing this? Yes, those are the fair-minded Americans who are standing up for others. But the point I'm trying to make is, the more of those things they do, once this is over, how do you protect yourself? You don't want to be in that situation. They don't understand that, because that guy, he didn't look very smart to me, to basically say to get this person the hell out of here. The way he was walking, as if I do what I want, as he's been empowered. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting in a study. I'm sure, we have people studying everything that's happening, why they happen, and what the results are. But we're at that moment right now. And I don't feel it's going to end well. I hope I'm wrong. But that's my prediction. Kennedy, Vance will be president. Major disaster. With, people who are abusing their powers. Let's see what happens. But my prediction is, yes, America might have lost its way for a short period, but we will get back on our feet. That's my prediction. Okay. I'm sorry, and I can't stay long today because they're coming to help me. you can never bet. Jacqueline Degger says you can never bet against the United States. That's for sure. Exactly. I agree with that. Arlene Novo says Hakeem Jeffries must become the Speaker of the House to put a check on Trump, and he will play a role in certifying elections. Trump must not be allowed to stay in office after this term. I don't want to give a date, but I doubt. If Trump stays around, it's going to be a very challenging period next year. Okay? 2026. Next year. No, I'm talking about 2028, the presidency. Okay? And the country is going to be very unstable. And as we know, he's looking for a way to initiate the Insurrection Act. So there is a lot going on here. But the players that we see are not all the players. Let me give you guys that warning, okay? Arlene Lovell says the Black Lawyers for Justice group in D.C. held a press conference and planned on suing law enforcement in their personal capacity for violating people's rights in D.C. Well, that's only the beginning. My God, the slew of lawsuits that I feel are to come next month. Celtics here says the ignoramus is shooting our tax down exactly as his personal slush fund. Yep. He withheld or withdrew or did a packet something. I can't think of the name right now, how they call it. Rescission, a packet rescission of some money for aid you are supposed to give to some country or for some kind of initiative. He said no. He took it back. Okay. Petra Morera says in South Africa we pay only $20, and if you have no income, you don't pay. Interesting. Krista McCracken said Rick Wilson is going after him and calling RFK serial killer. Well, both of them are serial killers. How many people died during COVID? That could have been avoided. And look at where those same people convince a lot of Republicans not to get vaccinated, and when they were on their deathbed, that's when they were asking for it desperately, but it was too late. It wouldn't help them. Never learn, my friends. Okay, I think this is it. The people are coming to help me. Unfortunately, I have to go. Kenneth Langley says, Milo, what about Kamala Harris with no protection? I feel Kamala Harris is going to be fine, and she will get protection. And that's one thing a lot of people Trump at least is not thinking about it. We have a lot of people of color who served in the military, and they are very good at what they do. When I heard that last night, it's because I'm not worried about it. I didn't mention it. In fact, I wrote it down to mention, but my time is pressing, so I couldn't talk about everything that I wanted. But intuitively, I feel Kamala Harris is going to be fine. In fact, she will have more people volunteering to protect her. That's what I feel. So let's see what happens. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, it's going to be cut short today because they're coming to help me. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmiro.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can do PayPal, or if you can, it would be appreciated. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. And also, if you like the channel, I'm still trying to get to 1 million. So please, if you are not a subscriber yet, please subscribe. I will see you all tomorrow evening. Those members, I'll meet you tomorrow. And also, on my other channel, we'll do predictions. Anyone can ask questions. I'll see some of you tomorrow, or there's Monday. Till then, bye.